Picture this. One of the world's richest men sits across from his personal pilot and asks him a simple question that changes everything. What happens next? The pilot walks away with what Warren Buffett calls the most important lesson of his life. And today, I'm going to share that exact same strategy with you. If I told you that the world's most successful investor uses just 5 minutes each day to do one thing that completely transformed his life trajectory, would you believe me? Well, you should, because by the end of this video, you'll have the same tool that's helped billionaires, CEOs, and entrepreneurs achieve breakthrough success. This isn't theory. This isn't motivational fluff. This is Warren Buffett's personal two-list strategy, and it's so simple that 99% of people completely ignore it. But here's the thing, the people who actually use it, they become unstoppable. So if you're ready to discover why your to-do list is sabotaging your success, and how 2 simple lists can change everything, keep watching. Let me tell you exactly what you're going to learn in the next few minutes. First, I'll share the fascinating true story of how Warren Buffett discovered this strategy during a private conversation with his pilot, Mike Flint. Then, I'll walk you through the exact 3-step process that Buffett uses, step by step, so you can implement it immediately. But here's where it gets interesting. I'm also going to reveal the deadly mistake that 99% of people make when trying to prioritize their goals, and why this mistake keeps them spinning their wheels for years. You'll discover the psychological principles that make this strategy so powerful, backed by real science and research. I'll show you real-world examples of how successful people have used this method to achieve extraordinary results. And by the end, you'll have a complete 30-day implementation plan that you can start using today. This isn't just another productivity hack. This is a complete mindset shift that's been tested by one of history's most successful individuals. After watching this video, you'll understand why Warren Buffett says this simple exercise is worth more than any business degree. So grab a pen and paper, because you're going to want to take notes. Let me take you back to a moment that changed everything. Warren Buffett was sitting with his personal pilot, Mike Flint, who had worked for him for over 10 years. Flint was frustrated. Despite flying for one of the world's most successful men, he felt like his own career had stagnated. He had dreams, goals, and ambitions, but somehow he never seemed to make real progress on any of them. Sound familiar? Buffett, being the mentor he has, decided to help. He pulled out a piece of paper and asked Flint to do something that seemed almost too simple to matter. Write down your top 25 career goals. Buffett said, "Take your time. Really think about what matters most to you." Flint spent several minutes, carefully considering his aspirations. He wrote down everything: learning new skills, advancing his career, spending more time with family, starting side projects, improving his health. 25 goals that all seemed important. When Flint finished, Buffett looked at the list and said, "Now, circle your top 5, the 5 that matter more than anything else." This was harder. Flint had to make tough choices. He had to decide what truly mattered most. After much deliberation, he circled 5 goals. Buffett then did something that surprised Flint completely. He took the paper and drew a line down the middle. On one side, he wrote "Focus List" and listed the 5 circled goals. On the other side, he wrote something that shocked Flint: "Avoid at all costs list," and he listed the remaining 20 goals. Flint was confused. "But Warren," he said, "these other 20 goals are still important to me. I'll work on them intermittently, right?" Buffett's response changed Flint's life forever. "No, you've got it wrong. Everything you didn't circle just became your avoid at all cost list. No matter what, these things get no attention from you until you've succeeded with your top 5. This wasn't what Flint expected to hear. These weren't bad goals. They were good goals, but that was exactly the problem. Now, let me walk you through the exact process that Buffett taught his pilot, because this is where the magic happens. Step 1 sounds deceptively simple. Write down 25 goals. But here's the key. These need to be meaningful, goals that you genuinely want to achieve. Not what others expect of you, not what sounds impressive, but what you actually care about. Think about different areas of your life: career, advancement, skill development, relationships, health, finances, personal growth, creative pursuits. Set a timer for 15 minutes and just write. Don't overthink it. Let your mind flow. Include both short-term and long-term aspirations. Maybe it's getting promoted, learning a new language, starting a business, improving your relationships, getting in shape, traveling to specific places, or mastering a skill. The key is to be specific enough that you'll know when you've achieved it, but not so detailed that you get bogged down in tactics. For example, instead of writing "be healthier," write "run a half marathon" or "lose 20 pounds." Instead of "be successful," write "earn a six-figure income" or "start my own consulting business." Once you have your 25 goals written down, comes the hard part: choosing your top 5. This is where most people struggle, and I get it. How do you choose between good goals and great goals? Here's how to think about it. Ask yourself 3 questions for each goal first. What would achieving this goal really mean for my life? Second, if I could only accomplish 5 things in the next few years, would this make the cut? And third, does this goal align with my deepest values and long-term vision? Use your gut instinct here. The goals that immediately make you excited, that make you lean forward in your chair, those are probably your top 5. Circle them. Don't second-guess yourself. Here's where the strategy gets brilliant, and where most people completely miss the point. You now have 2 lists, but they're not what you think they are. List A contains your 5 most important goals. This is your focus list. Everything you do should somehow contribute to achieving these 5 goals. But List B, the remaining 20 goals, isn't your someday maybe list. It's not your work on when I have time list. It's your avoid at all cost list. And this is the most counterintuitive part of the entire strategy. These 20 goals aren't bad goals. In fact, they're probably great goals. But that's exactly why they're dangerous. They're good enough to distract you from what's truly important. They're appealing enough to steal your attention, your energy, and your resources away from your top 5 priorities. Think about it this way. If you try to focus on 25 things, you focus on nothing. If you try to focus on 10 things, you're still scattered. But if you focus on 5 things, while actively avoiding everything else, you become unstoppable. Warren Buffett calls this the power of saying no to good opportunities so you can say yes to great ones. Every successful person understands this principle. Steve Jobs famously said that innovation is saying no to 1,000 things. The founder of Apple didn't just focus on what to build, he obsessively focused on what not to build. Bill Gates has said that his ability to focus on just a few priorities at a time was one of the keys to Microsoft's success. This isn't about being close-minded or inflexible. It's about understanding that your attention is your most valuable resource. And, like any resource, when you spread it too thin, it becomes ineffective. Let me explain the psychology behind why this strategy is so powerful. Because once you understand this, you'll never go back to scattered goal setting again. First, there's something called the paradox of choice. Psychologist Barry Schwartz discovered that when we have too many options, we actually become less satisfied and less likely to take action at all. When you have 25 goals competing for your attention, your brain goes into overwhelm mode. It doesn't know where to start, so it often starts nothing. Or worse, it jumps between goals randomly, making minimal progress on any of them. But when you narrow your focus to just 5 goals, something magical happens. Your brain can actually process these priorities. It can create clear action plans, it can measure progress effectively. Second, there's the concept of attention residue, discovered by researcher Sophie Leroy. When you switch between tasks or goals, part of your attention remains stuck on the previous task. The more things you're trying to juggle, the more fragmented your attention becomes. But when you have crystal clear priorities, your mind can fully engage with what matters most. Third, successful people understand something that average people don't: the power of subtraction. Most people try to add more goals, more activities, more opportunities to their lives. But successful people are ruthless about subtracting. They eliminate the good to make room for the great. Warren Buffett once said, "The difference between successful people and really successful people is that really successful people say no to almost everything." This isn't just motivational speaking. There's hard data behind this. Research from Harvard Business School found that companies with 3 or fewer strategic priorities were twice as likely to achieve their goals compared to companies with 4 or more priorities. The same principle applies to individuals. Now, let me share the biggest mistakes people make when trying to implement this strategy, because I want you to succeed where others fail. The most deadly mistake is thinking that your B-list goals are just temporarily on hold. This is where 99% of people sabotage themselves. They'll focus on their A-list for a few weeks, make some progress, and then think, well, I have some extra time, so I'll just work on one of my B-list goals for a while. This is like poison to your success. Those B-list goals seem harmless, even beneficial. After all, they're good goals, right? But every minute you spend on a B-list goal is a minute stolen from an A-list goal. Every ounce of mental energy you divert to secondary priorities is energy that could have created breakthrough results in your primary areas. Here's what happens in your brain. When you cheat on your A-list, you lose momentum. Momentum is everything when it comes to achieving goals. When you're fully focused on 5 priorities, you build incredible momentum in each area. You start seeing compound results. You become known for excellence in these specific areas. But the moment you start dabbling in B-list activities, you break that momentum. Another common mistake is setting goals that are too vague. Be healthier isn't a goal, it's a wish. Get better at my job isn't specific enough to create actionable steps. Your 5 A-list goals need to be specific, measurable, and time-bound. Instead of improve my finances, write save $50,000 by December 31st or increase my income by 20% within 12 months. The third mistake is not having an accountability system. Goals without accountability are just dreams. You need to regularly review your progress, adjust your strategies, and recommit to your priorities. I recommend doing a weekly review where you assess your progress on all 5 A-list goals and recommit to avoiding everything on your B-list. Let me share some advanced techniques that will supercharge your implementation of this strategy. First, establish a monthly review system. On the last Sunday of each month, spend an hour reviewing your progress on your 5 A-list goals. Ask yourself, what did I accomplish this month toward each goal? What obstacles did I encounter? What strategies worked best? What do I need to adjust for next month? This isn't just tracking, it's strategic thinking. You're becoming your own performance coach. During this review, you might discover that one of your A-list goals is no longer as important as you thought, or that something from your B-list has become critically important due to changing circumstances. That's okay. The key is being intentional about any changes you make. Don't just drift, decide. Second, if you're working with a team or leading an organization, you can apply this strategy at multiple levels. Have your team create their own to-do lists. Make sure individual A-list goals align with team priorities and team priorities align with organizational strategy. This creates powerful focus at every level. For families, This strategy can be transformational. Sit down with your family and create shared A-list goals. Maybe it's taking a specific vacation, improving family health, or saving for your children's education. When everyone is aligned on what matters most, decisions become easier and progress accelerates. Third, leverage technology and tools to support your focus. Use apps like Focus or Cold Turkey to block websites and applications related to your B-list goals during focused work time. Set up your environment to support your A-list priorities. If fitness is on your A-list, lay out your workout clothes the night before. If learning a skill is a priority, keep the relevant books or materials visible and easily accessible. Make your A-list goals easier to work on than your B-list goals. Now, let's create a concrete 30-day plan to implement this strategy. Starting today, days 1 through 3 are your foundation phase. Take the time to properly create your 25 goals and choose your top 5. Don't rush this. The quality of your selection will determine the quality of your results. Share your A-list with someone you trust and ask them to check in with you weekly. During week 1, focus exclusively on taking the first action step for each of your 5 A-list goals. Don't worry about making huge progress yet. Just start momentum in each area. Create systems and routines that support these goals. If learning a new skill is on your list, schedule specific times each day for practice. If building a business is a priority, block out time each morning for business activities before other demands steal your attention. Week 2 is about building consistency. You should be working on something related to your A-list goals every single day. Track your progress visually. Use a simple spreadsheet or journal to record daily actions taken toward each goal. This visual progress will become addictive and motivating. Week 3 is where you'll face your biggest test. This is when B-list goals will start calling to you. You'll have ideas for new projects. People will invite you to exciting opportunities, and your brain will try to convince you that you can just quickly work on something from your B-list. This is the crucial moment. Your success depends on saying no. Week 4 is about optimization and reflection. Look at what's working and what isn't. Which of your A-list goals are getting the most attention? Which ones are being neglected? Adjust your time allocation and strategies accordingly. At the end of 30 days, conduct a comprehensive review. What has changed in your life? What progress have you made? How does it feel to have clear, focused priorities? Let me bring this all together because I want you to walk away from this video with absolute clarity about what to do next. Warren Buffett's two-list strategy works because it forces you to make the hardest decision in personal development, choosing what not to do. Most people fail not because they can't identify good goals, but because they can't resist good goals that aren't great goals. The strategy is brilliantly simple. List 25 goals, choose 5, and treat the remaining 20 as your enemies. But remember, simple doesn't mean easy. The execution is where most people fail. Your B-list will always seem attractive because those goals are genuinely good. The key is understanding that good is the enemy of great. Every minute you spend on good goals is a minute stolen from great goals. Every bit of mental energy you invest in secondary priorities is energy that could create breakthrough results in your primary areas. The magic happens when you become obsessed with your 5 priorities and completely indifferent to everything else. This isn't about being narrow-minded or inflexible. This is about being strategic with the most valuable resource you have, your attention. Warren Buffett didn't become one of the world's richest people by doing everything. He became successful by doing a few things extraordinarily well and ignoring everything else. You have the same opportunity. Right now, I want you to pause this video and take action. Grab a piece of paper or open a document on your computer. Set a timer for 15 minutes and write down 25 goals that matter to you. Don't overthink it, just write. Then, look at your list and circle the 5 that make you most excited. The 5 that would transform your life if you achieved them. Once you have your 5 A-list goals, I want you to share them in the comments below. There's something powerful about making a public commitment. It creates accountability and helps you clarify your thinking. More importantly, tell me what you think will be your biggest challenge in avoiding your B-list. What temptations do you think will be hardest to resist? By identifying these obstacles now, you can prepare strategies to overcome them. I also want you to come back to this video in 30 days and let us know what changed in your life. What progress did you make? What surprised you about this process? Your success story could inspire someone else to take action. Let's create a community of people who are committed to focused excellence rather than scattered mediocrity. If this video gave you the clarity you've been searching for, please hit that like button so more people can discover this life-changing strategy. Subscribe to my channel because I'm committed to sharing more practical wisdom from the world's most successful people. But here's the most important thing I can tell you. Knowing this strategy means nothing if you don't use it. Warren Buffett's success didn't come from knowing about focus, it came from actually focusing. The gap between knowing and doing is where most dreams die. You now have the same tool that's helped billionaires, CEOs, and entrepreneurs achieve extraordinary success. The only question is, will you use it? Your future self is counting on the decision you make today. Remember, you don't rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your systems. Create the system, follow the process, and trust that focused effort, over time, creates miraculous results. Your 2 lists are waiting. Your focused future is calling. The only question is, are you ready to answer?